What's the haps? I'm John, aka Meroka, and welcome to Spiel. We're in the Onyx Queen Gate this week, which, honestly, I'm not really sure whether it's Shock or Gremlin. You can see the lightning and things zapping around under there, and there are gremlins here. Looking at the gate map, it's kind of hard to make out which way that actually is supposed to fall. It's basically a lot of both on the gate map, so it's like, I don't know which one this is. I guess I could go to the arcade and check such things out. But I don't know, that sounds like a mighty lot of work to me. I don't think I'm gonna put that much effort into making a video. It ain't ever happened before, it ain't about to start now, so yeah, I have no idea what kind of gate this is. It's either Gremlin or Shock, one of the two. Deal with it, and research it yourself if you're so desperate to know what I'm going to be facing. I'm going to be facing what I'm going to be facing, and that's the way it rolls. So, yeah. Let's start by stabbing some healers, because they are the worst. They really are. Let's also start off with some Spiral Knights news. Yeah! I admit there's a fair bit to talk about, but you're probably also aware of it. The stuff's happened. You know, the stuff's. The core opened. That was fairly significant. That was a pretty big deal this week. But I think you know about that one, and you've probably seen it. I made a few videos about it. 3 out of 4 of the videos on that particular set of content are out on my channel at this moment in time. The final part will be going out on Friday. And then, yeah, then I go back into Spiral Knight's hibernation until the story continues, I guess? Because, well, there are hints that it's not over yet. The fact that we are still sat here and still playing this game tells us that it is not over. If it was over, well, we would not be here. It would be the end of Spiral Knights, would be finished. It's not done, of course it's not done. MMOs don't finish, they just keep dragging the story out. And if you expected it to end, well, that would have been silly. So yeah, the core, after 4 bloody years, is finally open. No, we cannot get back into space and get home, because that would end the game. So yeah, no, things continue. You'll have to wait till Friday. If you've not played the mission yet yourself, but are still waiting on seeing somebody else do it, because you're not at that rank, or the content's too hard, or you're just lazy, you know, pick an option. Yeah, wait, well, Friday all will be revealed. Spoilers and all. I try not to spoil things now, but yeah. So that was cool. The swimming trunks promo is almost over. If you wanted those, you should buy them. I have not yet actually been able to get hold of. I can't get hold of any of the ancient gear. I want the ancient gear. Damn it! And people keep outbidding me on the auction house. It's kind of annoying. I wish they'd stop doing that. Oh well, I shall continue my quest to get myself some costumes that I'll never wear, because that's what I do. I have lots of costumes. I only ever wear the hat. So yeah, cool. That's the news. You saw the news. You know about the news. There's not much more I can say. And certainly, so I certainly can't go into any real discussion about it without particularly spoiling things. It might be worth at some point talking about the content of it, but for now, I want to wait till all the videos are actually on my channel before I actually do anything of that manner. So for now, rest assured, the final part's coming out on Friday, and then we wait till, I don't know, it's been 3 months since the last content, which is, you know, for 3 rings pretty quick, so I'm currently speculating that if it's on a 3-month schedule now, quarterly, like Wildstar maybe, are they getting their act together? You know, Carbine put out content every 3 months like clockwork. Are the 3 rings going to do that? I don't know. They've not said they will, but a little bit of me is optimistic that we could see a chunk of content every 3 months or something. That'd be nice to see. Admittedly, the difference is where Wildstar does that, it's usually lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of content that comes out every 3 months. They add tons of stuff to the game, whereas 3 Rings adds, well, 2 missions for an hour to an hour and a half worth of gameplay. That's not going to keep a player playing. Oh well. Good effort, good effort. It's not going to engage someone who has quit the game, though. Well, they might come back for it, but like I say, it'll be, you know, an hour and a half tops, you'll be finished. And then you're back where you were. Oh, hey, I can grind for weapons, or I can... Yeah, no, that's about all I can do. Yeah, I can grind for weapons. Have I done... I've opened gates prematurely before, so now I'm concerned about doing it again. I think I've got all the things I need to get, probably. There's a Mecha Knight hiding away in a corner down here. Let's get him. So yeah, let's move on to questions. I say questions plural. There is one question. So let's do that one, which is Alcadeus90 says, "What do you think about a world where there would be no money? For example, everyone can get what they need. The community makes sure no one takes too much. Each person has a specific job that helps the community. Job that can be changed according to each person's skills and preferences. And the community will be small, like villages, can be easily managed by fewer people. These are my thoughts. What are yours? How do you think a world with no currency would work?" I don't think it can work well. It sounds like you're referring to sort of a more primitive sort of thing, like a barter system, which kind of works well, as you say, for like small communities. Before the invention of any kind of mass transit and readily available travel and things around the world. Before we could just hop on a plane and go anywhere, or hop on a train or a bus or drive a car when it took days to get to the nearest town. Even before that, even before we had, like, I don't know, I was going to say horses, but I guess horses have been around a while. But yeah, you know, when it took a really long time to get anywhere, that's the kind of community in which that kind of system works. And even then, you know, we've had currency for so frickin' long. We're like getting back into properly into tribal kind of things, you know, before it could ever be called any kind of civilization, really. What are we fighting here? Gate map says I'm fighting more of the same, so let's do it. Sure. Mechanizmile. I might need voltage more so than that, but yeah, you know, constructs, gremlins, they tend to hang around in roughly the same kind of places, so it's all good. Same equipment will do the job, and they deal the same kind of damage as well, so same armor works as well. It's cool. Whoops, spikes. So yeah, like I say, it works with primitive civilizations. It's one of those things that's always a really nice idea. It's like, oh, money seems to be the cause of most of the problems in the world. Why don't we just do away with it? And that's lovely to think about. I'm sure I've told this story a while back because I love telling this story. I've told many people this story, so I feel like I must have talked about it on Spiel at some point. But especially with the UK election having recently gone by, it was kind of fresh in my mind. Last time the election was around in the UK, the general election 5 years ago, I was actually still registered to vote back home at my parents' constituency, since I'd never sort of updated my location things since moving to university and whatnot. So I had to travel back home, and that's fine. I'd go home, see the parents, see my brother and whatnot for the weekend, and go vote. It was cool. One thing I spotted was on the ballot paper at the time. It was like, there's your usual candidates. If you're not familiar with the UK system, there's kind of there were at the time kind of the three big parties: your Conservatives, your Labour, and your Liberal Democrats were the big three. That's been very much shaken up in the recent events, but hey, that at the time that was kind of, and for a long time that has kind of been the big three parties really in the country. So you got those, then you got your usual kind of few independents who it's just like valiant effort. You're going to stand by yourself, representing no party, and it's like, well, at least you're standing up for what you believe in, but frankly, nobody whatsoever expects you to win, like, at all. Yeah, I'm not aware of any instances of any independent candidates ever actually winning anything, but you always get a few. There's always a few in most constituencies kind of just pop up and it's like, oh yeah, independent candidates for, okay. They don't even seem to promote themselves too well. I mean, you don't get many of them going around doing their campaigning and stuff. That's neither here nor there. One thing that I saw last time around was there was a party that was on the ballot paper, went by the name of the Virtue Currency Cognitive Appraisal Party, which was quite a mouthful, and I made a very explicit effort to remember what the heck that was, just for the purposes of Googling it when I got home, because I was like, Virtue Currency Cognitive Appraisal Party, the VCCAP. I was like, what on earth is that when that's at home? That's a really strange sounding thing. Let's check that out. So I did. Went home, googled it. Basically, it was a party run by a 84-year-old man who basically had this crackpot theory that he wanted to basically abolish currency in the country. That was what he would do, you know, if he was in power, he would abolish currency. What did he want to do in its place? He wanted to replace it with a system whereby all bartering, trading, essentially replacing the currency with a different currency system based around good deeds. It was going to be a virtue currency. Hence the name of the party. It was, yeah, so you do good deeds, you get, I don't know, like a token or something that can be exchanged for goods and services. I have no idea how that was expected to work. I don't know how well this 84-year-old gentleman had thought this through. Actually, no, I had flicked through his manifesto. It seems like he'd written quite a lot down on the subject. It was a fairly lengthy manifesto, and it didn't make much sense, like, at all. We're talking... I'm pretty sure there was a reference in there when as I was skimming through it. I'm pretty sure I saw a reference to 9/11 being an inside job. Just to, you know, give you an indicator of where this is kind of all going. It was a bit weird. And I don't know how many votes he got. I can't remember. It wasn't many, but it was more than I expected. I think it may have been somewhere like in the region of like 80 votes. I mean, there was, again, to tie into another story I saw recently, there was also someone in Wales in the recent election rather humiliated when the results came back and said, oh, he's got 0 votes. And everyone was like, ha ha ha, this fool, he stood for election and he got 0 votes. Let's laugh at the man. And then he's now taken them to court over or at least demanded a recount or something, because quite frankly, he voted for himself. He knows he voted for himself. He should have had bare minimum, even if his wife and family and close friends all lied about voting for him. At the very bare minimum, there should have been 1 vote for that guy. And he didn't get that. So there was something went wrong there, and that needs recounting. So yeah, even with weird sort of, even with your independents, even with your virtue currency cognitive appraisal parties, you usually get somebody who just probably either does it wrong or votes just for the lols. So yeah, I think it was somewhere in the region of about 80 people wanted to go for virtue currency. I'll be honest, if I had known what it was beforehand, I feel like that's something where I would have voted for that for the lols. Just because it's like, that's so absolutely batshit hilarious that I want to vote for this man. I found his website. It's some free thing, not GeoCities, but probably something not a million miles from GeoCities. I can't remember what it was. One of those kind of free site kind of dealios. What are we on? Chittering Burrows. That's bunnies, isn't it? So we want some bunny guard. Where's my bunny guard? There's my bunny guard. Oh, and the gear I was running around is piercing resistance, so I will have that. I will dress up fancy in that, and you know, I've got this gear, but I don't think I need to make another loadout just for fighting the burrows. Hang on, wait, burrows is bunnies, isn't it? Right, chittering burrows, ravenous. No, warrens is bunnies. Chittering burrows is, oh Christ, it's undead, isn't it? Warrens and burrows, they both sound like the same thing. They both make it sound like rabbits, and I was like, oh, it's burrows. Rabbits burrow underground, you know. They must be the bunnies. No, chittering is scarabs. Ravenous is bunnies. The rabbits try to eat you. Yeah, okay. No, so I want my paladin gear on for this, I suspect. Okay, I think I'm probably okay for this now. That'll work. I still want to try and heat up that bloody thing. Did it? Oh, it's not quite. It was just short. Yeah, whatever. Never mind. I will one day get that thing to 5-star. I'm like nearly level 9. If I actually took 5 bloody minutes to go do a run through Vanaduke, I could have my MSI max set that I have always desired all of my life. But nah. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, virtue currency cognitive appraisal. This has gotten sidetracked, but nonetheless. Yeah, I checked his website. It was one of those free websites, and he had his campaign sort of blog. It wasn't a vlog, it was a blog. It was mostly him just writing stuff about his day. It was, oh, I went out for a nice walk, did a bit of campaigning, came home, had a cup of tea, wife made me a lovely dinner. It was just, this is really just this 84-year-old man regaling his accounts of the day, mostly. It was charming, I suppose is the word for it, to be honest. Even though it's not quite what you would expect from a political website, to be honest. There was one day he did some proper actual, what people would actually probably think of as actual campaigning. He did it at the people he went and specifically pitched his party to, the people he said, please come vote for me. The people he went and specifically spoke to them for the sole intent of getting them to vote for him was at the no, wait, how does this work? The school I went to had a different numbering system to every other school in the country. Yeah, it would have been year 7 students, which is 11-year-olds, right? The 11-year-old students at an all-girls school, basically. Which, I don't know if you're familiar with the voting system in the UK, but as it is in many countries, 11-year-olds can't vote. So, yeah, that was some clever and savvy campaigning on his part there, and that was well thought through. So, yeah, maybe that contributed to him getting 84 votes, I don't know. Maybe there were 84 11-year-old girls that voted for him. I mean, if a guy can get 0 votes in the election, I don't see why 11-year-old girls can't vote. It only stands to reason that that would stack up, that they could vote, and those votes should be counted. Probably. It sounds about as competent. Hey! Politics. I always said I'd never talk about politics, but this is more the whimsical side of politics than anything else. This is just, lol, isn't this silly? More so than, rah rah rah, so-and-so is wrong and should be strung up and shot because he doesn't believe in my ideals. Yeah, I'm not going to go down that route, like, at all. But, yeah, people who are coming up with manifestos that include 9/11 was an inside job, I will gladly celebrate their eccentricity and at least partially mock them until the end of time. And I will defend to the death my right to do so. So, yay. Strange politicians. Strange indeed. We got a lot of characters in just Britain generally, I guess. Oh no! Oh, Griever nearly got me. I don't want to fight a Griever while this Scarab's trying to eat my face as well. Right, you there. Oh, you're scuttling around. Die. Give me hearts as well. Cool. All good. All good. We got way off topic. The original point was, would currency work? Lack of currency work? No, because it's too well established. Okay, like I say, if you had never had currency, yeah, sure, I guess you could maybe find a way to make it work, which is obviously what people did until they invented currency, and then currency was such a convenient system, they kind of stuck with it for, like, ever. And I think most civilizations at some point, whether they're connected or not, will develop some manner of currency. It's one of those human things. And speaking of human things, it's kind of in human nature, at least for certain people, to try and screw over other people and trying to get as much money as possible at the expense of other people. So a system whereby it says, oh, you have to do this job and contribute to the community. Someone's going to try and, you know, get one over on other people. Try and figure out a way to do less work than everybody else whilst getting all the stuff for free that they want under this ideal system that means everybody gets everything they want. That's not going to work out in the long run. Human nature being what it is, it just can't. I mean, money's not a great system either. It's just because, you know, these things still happen. But it's kind of the best we've got, which is the most that can be said for probably most of human endeavor, I guess. It's not great, but it's what we got to work with. So, ow! Oh god, help me! Help me! Oh god! Oh, there's a switch there. The switch will open the door, and then I can run away. I have room to kite things. What happened to my... Oh, I see. I was like, what happened to all my shock resistance? Oh yeah, I put heavenly iron on, didn't I? That's what happened to all my shock resistance. I put shock weakness on my kit instead of shock resistance. Which means I should never, ever, ever get very close, like, at all, to these guys. Oh god! That was too close. Okay, that's one of them down. Hello, sir. Would you like to go stomp? so I can stab you. Cool. Alright, we're good. Yeah, I should have put that gear on, because the gear I wanted to use actually had shock resistance on it. And instead I wore shock weakness. I am not a clever man. I really am not. I never put too much thought into my resistances beyond piercing, elemental, and shadow. Yeah. That is pretty much all the questions I got, actually. I think the fault maybe lies partially with me, insofar as my emphasis on, hey, a locker with a heart in it. That's kind of neat. I like that. Insofar as I've done the 2 rapid fire weeks in a row, I've kind of maybe not encouraged you guys to leave stuff as much as usual. So you have not done so, and well, that's fair enough because I didn't ask you to. So I'm only gonna need you to leave me topics and questions and things in the comments below, so that I will have something to talk about next week. Otherwise, Spiral Spiel is cancelled. You know, if you don't give me any topics, I'm gonna have to cancel this thing. I probably won't cancel this thing, but you know, it'll make things difficult. You know, we can do this the easy way or the hard way, and you leaving me topics is definitely the easy way. So yeah, please do that. Leave things for me to talk about. I will give you a shout out. You will be amply rewarded by me mentioning your name in the video. That will be your reward, and most people seem to be pretty okay with that. So, I've not yet got to the stage where I give you any kind of greater reward. Most people are happy with the minor fame and fortune that comes with being mentioned briefly once in a video watched by somewhere in the region of 200 people. Except for last week, you all went and watched Spiral Spiel last week, didn't you? That was kind of cool. Numbers way up on last week. I don't. Maybe that's just because everybody was suddenly playing Spiral Knights again because content. Suddenly it was just kind of like, hey, there's lots of Spiral Knights content. Let's watch it all. So cool. Thank you for doing that. I also was actually talking about Spiral Knights, so that probably incentivized a lot of you as well. So yeah, I can see where that came from. I don't need to hit that switch like at all, do I? No, I've been there, done that before. It is. I could all. Oh, could I have circumvented most of that running over the spikes palaver that was there? Probably. Oh well, too late now. Moving on. So yeah, let's talk about you. How are you guys? Let me know in the comments. How are you feeling? Feeling good? Had a bit of a rough day? Let me know. Tell me. I'm listening. I'm always listening. Some people think I don't listen. I listen. I read all the comments. I am not yet PewDiePie where I have to turn off the comments. Or Total Biscuit where I have to turn off the comments. I am merely Meroka, and I listen to all of your things. If you want to talk to me, I will listen. I make no guarantee of response, but if I feel like a response is warranted and necessary, I will respond. But I do read everything, so yay. Comments are always super appreciated and always read. I can guarantee you that much. So yeah. Tell me what's on your mind. Tell you what's on my mind. I got a new job. I have mentioned this to my Patreon guys. I don't think I've mentioned that on the channel yet. I've actually had this for a couple of weeks now. It is another bar job, which makes my schedule, my personal schedule, kind of screwy. And I hate to make excuses, but it's the reason I would say I feel my review, again, I shouldn't call it a review, my first impressions of Invisible Ink kind of sucked. I didn't feel that was a strong review. After making it, I was like, God damn it, I could have done so much better with that. It was just kind of, I hate the YouTube job juggle that happens whenever I, you know, have to do it. Because I feel like you guys get the short end of the stick. It's like I can't really slack on the job, so what ends up being sort of shortcut a little bit on occasion is video content. So I think one of the issues with Invisible Ink as well is that it was another one of those games where I had to sink a good few more hours into it than I normally would for a shorter, more simple title. It was complex enough that I had to play it for like 5 hours and find those 5 hours in amongst having a job and making other video content to play the game before I could actually make a review on the dang thing. So yeah, right, let's put on some gear that doesn't have shock weakness, because this is still going to be shock, and that would be very, 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 very silly. So, helmet, ooh, would I like that? Nah, that probably wouldn't be much good to me. Snabble axe, that'll do me. Hello. I'll keep my costume though. And armor, no, not the costume, armor, would probably want, I imagine Snarble again would do it. Or actually, no, tell you what, let's get that charged Quicksilver on, then it'll be level 9 by the time we finish this. That'll be good. That'll be just fine. I think we're alright here. Let's go fight some cats. I'm going to die to some cats today. Also, other news, speaking of cats, my, I guess, neighbour's cat is going to be in a video game soon because I put it there. Cat Lateral Damage is out next week, and I would like to take a look at that. I definitely want to take a look at that. It looks very silly, but quite fun. And a while back, the dev's PR guy, who is also the guy who made Soda Drinker Pro, got in touch with me and was like, hey, do you have a cat? Do you want it to be in a video game? Because I've got some guys who are looking to put cats in a video game, and we want people to send in their cats. So I was like, I don't have a cat, but our neighbor has a cat. Would you like my neighbor's cat? And he was like, yeah, that'll do. So, yeah, neighbor's cat is going to be in a video game. Does that bias me? Am I allowed to critique a game? That's another one of those things. It's like, normally I'm thinking I'd just do a first impressions of something like Cat Lateral Damage, but I'm pretty sure that having the neighbor's cat who sits and watches me doing the washing up through the kitchen window in the video game might bias me a little bit. Is this something I need to recuse myself from? Well, that was a clever shot, wasn't it? Oh god, oh god, oh god, it's coming to eat me. I don't even need to kill that cat. I don't even need to kill that cat. Why am I trying to kill the cat? I'll tell you what, let's go get that. Instead of trying to get to the difficult to acquire fire, let's go get the easy to acquire fire, and take this down here and light the torch with it. That seems like a simpler solution to the whole problem. God damn you all cats. I told you I was going to get eaten by them. Oh yeah, back to the job thing. I will try to make it work, but I hate my content suffering. I'll try not to make it. I just need to go for short things. I mean, something like Cat Lateral Damage shouldn't be too big a deal. Yeah, I think it's a fairly straightforward concept. I don't need to sit and learn the mechanics for 6 hours before I can confidently give any kind of critique of it. I think my problem with Invisible Ink is I just actually don't feel like I particularly critiqued it at all. It literally was just a kind of a gameplay demonstration more than anything else. It was just showing off the mechanics. I didn't really say what I thought about it, whether I thought it was good, why it was bad, what I liked about it, what I didn't. It was literally just, hey, this is how you play this game, in case you don't know how to play the game. Which is not, in my mind, good content. But hey-ho, there you go. Speaking of other content, which is not being watched as much as I would like, City Skylines. I don't know how many of y'all are watching City Skylines. It's something I thought would be fun to do, but it's another one of those series where it's like, oh, suddenly the views have kind of dropped off a cliff, and I'm like, well, should I continue on with this, or should I be finding something that people actually want to make? Because those videos are huge. City Skylines I tend to have to render at a pretty high quality, and they're fairly long videos, and the whole upshot of both that is that they just ends up with massive file size, so it's like, especially on my internet, it is a huge ordeal to upload such content. I don't know where I was going there. It's a huge ordeal to upload such content for, like, you know, in many cases, like, I think one video got less than 10 views. It's like, if less than 10 people are going to view it, yeah, why bother? So, let me know. Again, comments, go, say, how'd you like City Skylines? I've asked for suggestions before and then totally ignored them. If you have suggestions of games, please throw them my way, and then next week I can tell you exactly why I'm not going to play the games that you want to see me play. Because that's always fun. Although, again, I have taken suggestions before. Out There was at someone's request. Someone did say, hey, why don't you play Out There? And I was like, you know what, I really enjoyed Out There. You know what, let's do this. Let's play Out There. So, your requests are not in any way likely to happen, but they're not impossible to happen. It's always plausible. As regards more interesting content, and indeed live streaming, which I've been talking about potentially doing for... God damn it. Potentially been talking about doing since 2 years ago now, probably. Actually, yeah, I don't think I haven't done a proper live stream since, like, Clockworks for Charity, and that wasn't great. That was like... I think I had to stream that like at really low quality to get it to work at all. Yeah, basically I prodded my landlord back in January about getting fiber internet so that I can do live streaming for you guys and better videos and stuff. And he's finally getting around to looking at it. I'm going to meet him and talk to him and discuss the potential for making it happen next Monday, hopefully, if all goes according to plan. At which point we might be able to get the ball rolling, and hopefully within about a month or so, I would have said, rough estimate off the top of my head, maybe, just maybe, we can do some live streaming. And there was something I discussed doing a while back, which was doing Blast Network content. I was like, that would actually probably work a lot better as a live stream. We could have a... I would really love to have a Blast Network night every week. You guys come, join me, and we do Blast Network every week. I ain't doing Lockdown, I ain't touching Lockdown, I hate Lockdown. I hate Lockdown with a passion. Blast Network is fun. We should all just get together, chill out, on Twitch, and play Blast Network. That's what I really want to do in my life, I think. So, yeah. You guys want to join me for that? That would be fun, and I'm, like I say, again, don't hold any... Nobody hold breath. If I ever say, this is a thing I want to do, just in no way, shape, or form should you be holding your breath in regard to it. Do not suffocate. If you hold your breath over something I promised, you will probably suffocate in the process. So, yeah, don't do that. But it's what I would like to happen. Just that's where I'm at with that one. I'm just throwing that out there. That's what I want to happen. It's not what will, it's what I would like to see. And then, again, yes, let me know. Would you like to do Blast Network? I mean, when I mentioned it before, it was met with a pretty positive reception. I just never really got the resources or organization to do that. I mean, I really wanted to make it a collaborative thing initially, but hey, who plays Spiral Knights on YouTube these days? Nobody! Except me, apparently. Well, that's not true. Everybody came out of the woodwork to do the new missions. Whether they're going to do anything more beyond that, I don't know. But yeah, Latterson got some video up on the new stuff. Sky Scythe came and joined me because he didn't join those guys, I guess. It's probably the only reason he joined me. But hey, that was welcome. I'm glad that at least somebody was willing to join me, because the others didn't. So yeah, that was fun. And I have seen links to... Oh man, who are the other guys that do it? Admittedly, Chalk... Actually, no, tell you what, I haven't seen... Chalk 3 has not done anything that I spotted. And I feel like I would have spotted that. Man, who are the other guys that do it? I can't remember their name now. I should know their name. They are... It's like two initials gaming, and I can't remember what the initials are. Someone will tell me in the comments, absolutely, I guarantee it. Please do, in fact, yes. Let me know what that channel is, because I can't remember what it is. But they do other Spiral Knight stuff, and yes, they did some stuff on that. Again, I actually don't subscribe to them, so I don't really see them. I sort of assume they don't do as much content, but I might be wrong on that. They might do lots of content. I could be totally wrong on those guys. Hooray! That's a level 9 charged Quicksilver Mail. Maybe a level 10 if I'm really lucky. And then I can finally have... That one's running around in some sort of silly fashion. I don't know what... I don't know... Should I just do like a gear demonstration? I don't know. Move speed increase max. I need that in my life. That is doable, right? No, it's gonna... No, it's high, isn't it? Max is doable with... a Dracon. Ah, crap, I need to get a Dracon. Yes, no, I need the MSI high at very least. And then at some point, about 10 years from now, I will get a Dracon. Let's have a look at that. Come on, we want to see it. We want to see this on camera. On camera's lucky, right? Charge Quicksilver Mail. Put them Shining Fire Crystals to good use. Forge me good. Forge me. Let's see how this works. Heat bonus 25%. Well, that's better than a kick in the teeth. I would have liked a double level up. I would really have loved a double level up. Has Basil got anything good for me? He has a Faust recipe. I haven't sold the last one actually yet. There is one of those that might sell. I should stop buying recipes until I've sold all my old ones, because there's some I still haven't got rid of. Yeah, Faust and Gigawatt Pulsar are kind of the two that would probably sell for a bit of money at least. Yeah, we'll take them. People like Polarises, people like Grand Fausts. Yeah, they're good. Cool. Alright, that brings us to the end. Yeah, so totally leave me some more topics and questions and things to talk about, because obviously I've had to go completely off topic and all over the place today, and nobody likes that. Unless you do like that, in which case, I don't know, let me know. But yeah, otherwise, please give me something to talk about. Remember, not Spiral Knights questions. I did that one as a special thing. It was not special for any reason, it was just mid-season stuff. Next 24 episodes, 25 episodes? 25, no, next 24 episodes are all going to be non-Spiral Knightsy stuff, and I'd prefer them to be something of a reasonably intellectual bent that I can do a bit of research and dig into, and it'd be good. So please do that, leave your topics below. Much appreciated. And don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, because that helps me out a bunch. And don't forget to check out my Patreon, which will be linked in the outro in just a hot second if I remember to put a bloody annotation there. And that if you really, really want to support my channel in a big way, that is the best way you could possibly do that. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I've been Meroka, this has been Spiel, and I will see you next week.